Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Testing the sound here on YouTube. Make sure it works. Alrighty. Man, longest delay ever. All right, sweet. 10 o'clock. SEO this week. Welcome, everyone. It is February 5th, 10 a.m., and now we're starting episode number 64 of SEO this week. Thank you very much for showing up. As always, do have a form to fill out. Let me go in and drop the form link onto the description. I can find my pasty thing. There it is. Yay! Add the playlist because I'm in here right now and see. All right, the form link is in the description. Sweet. So, wow, there's a couple of questions already in there, but I wanted to start off the show kind of unboxing a tool. And I haven't signed up for it yet, but I do want to, show it to you, let you check it out. And then probably during the week, I'll make a video, just me, after I put my payment information in there and signing up for it, firing it out and testing it. As with all tools, you guys know, I don't really hold back on my recommendations of, is this good? Is this bad? I just tell you, hey, this is the tool that I got. I like it because of XYZ. I don't like it because of ABC. And, make a decision for yourself. If you already have tools and they're working for you, there's absolutely zero reason to change, in particular, in this kind of genre of tools. I mean, at some point, all this crap starts looking and sounding the same. And with that, when I say crap, I'm talking about AI content creation software and tools, etc. And there is a new kid in town. It's created by Andrew Ainsley. Andrew's been pimping and talking about this service, and supposedly there's people who have beta access or had beta access to it for quite some time. And he's rather proud of it, which, obviously he should be because he came up with it and he developed the prompts behind it, etc. He was showing in his Facebook group some sample content, and there was a few things in there that's kind of, to me, just problems with AI content in general. He started off with, um, now this isn't specific to him, but a lot of content starts off with undoubtedly and purportedly and highly likely in regards to, in conclusion, furthermore, those kind of things as prepositions in the paragraphs and the sentences, which really get annoying and very, very repetitive. Looking at the content output that I've seen, the examples thereof, he seems to have handled probably about 75 to 80% of that inside of here. What is interesting is that this thing can make bullet points and that kind of stuff in your content, get beyond tables, etc. Now, if you follow along, Search Atlas does the same thing. Actually really like Search Atlas. I owe you guys a follow-up video. I've been using it for a month now and just kind of show you um, further on my experiences with that tool. But I always like looking at this stuff because it's really about the prompt, right? I mean, you talk about ContentSprout and all this extra stuff that you're getting, but really at the end of the day, it's the prompt that gets you really good content. And if you're really good at prompting and you have the patience to do it yourself, then you shouldn't be paying for any of these tools, these content creation tools, because you'll be able to leverage the prompt and get good content outputs all by yourself. It's the same with images, um, this dream of programmatic schema, which I'm kind of interested. This is really what I'm interested in, to see what he's got for programmatic schema. And you guys all know what I feel about programmatic schema. Um, if you're new here, programmatic schema is complete shit, and so if you use it, you know, use it at your own risk, right? Even with the ones with best intentions, word lift, in links, etc. Those are best intentions. They have programmatic schema in there, but it's not good schema. It's not the best that you can do. Better than nothing. It's like installing Yoast. Better than nothing. Better than most. Better than nothing. But you need to be, if you really want to leverage the real power of schema, if that's on your radar, then you need to know how to write it and write advanced schema. Okay, so um, all of that said, I'm interested in the way that this works, the way it creates articles, etc. I don't know, like, all for the price of $12. That kind of worries me. 2,000 topics, all for the price of $12. Resell these maps. I mean, one, I don't really need a topical map cluster unless I'm doing programmatic SEO with 2,000 topics in it. Two, how much are you upselling the API credits? I get it. You have to pay for API credits to run a service like this. Um, the processing and all that. I get it, that, right? But $12 for a topical map, I don't know how I feel about that. um, but we'll see what the quality is. If the quality is better than, say, Search Atlas topical maps, I mean, I'm probably pay $12. So you can onboard it, run one topical map a month, and then do a content plan for a month. It might be worth it, right? Articles, 0.001 cents per word. That seems interesting. I can get behind that if the article's good. WordPress integrations, if they've done what Search Atlas did and has made a SEO plugin that also does their syncing, I'm probably not going to use this. If they did a plugin that just syncs with this, then I'll seriously consider it, because if you saw my Search Atlas review, I freaking hate that they have an SEO plugin integrated that's doing their syncing stuff, and that I had to be the one to request, hey, turn all this shit off. I have an SEO plugin. All I want is to be able to sync it with your service. And so for whatever reason, they decided to go the route of the SEO plugin route. Now, who knows if I'm going to be with Search Atlas for, at the end of the year. I may run into a bunch of client sets where all I need is content stuff, and ContentSprout would be good for that. Or I have other reporting tools and I don't need Search Atlas. So why would I hook and put a dependency of all my clients onto a SEO plugin that I don't like? And I can use SEO Press Pro, unlimited license. I can put those on the client sites, and then as long as they keep it updated, they're good to go. And it's a value add to them versus um, Search Atlas. But anyways, we'll see if how these guys did that. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then you see the other marketing mumbo jumbo. Here's the pricing. 197 and 97 is kind of where I'm tossing about. And really, I'm just looking at the possible number of possible articles. So 30 possible articles, 14 possible articles, 5 topical maps versus 11 topical maps. I'm probably leaning over to 197, to be honest. The additional credits pricing, honestly, it's a profit thing, right? For sure for them, but having a difference in the pricing is kind of weird to me. And that's not a narrative or a comment on ContentSprout. It's all of these services. I mean, you play flat fee for your credits. You play flat fee for your processing. It's just the number of volume. So why do I get punished if I only need 14 articles, having to pay more for credits versus 30 articles? Just it is what it is. I like that they're using ChatGPT 4. Hopefully they'll also integrate with ChatGPT 5. if and when that comes out. Knowing Andrew, my guess is he'll keep up and do that. It also explains the cost because ChatGPT 4, the new um, model here, is more expensive than the rest of them. That's, so totally understandable. Possible outlines, looking forward to seeing the output of that. And again, topical maps, looking forward to seeing that. Rewrites, these are pretty handy. So this is why I'm leaning to this, because I use a lot of rewrites. I'm not stealing people's content or whatever, but if you have sections or stuff, or you're doing some research, and especially if you're in medical and law, you got to do some research, and then you'll find that research and you run it through and do some do rewrite, and then do citations. You're not blatantly plagiarizing, but you're telling the same kind of story. So that would be valuable too. So again, I'm probably leaning to 197. When I make the video here and show you this, you'll figure it out. But I know this is expensive for a lot of people, especially if you're overseas. If you're in the US, I mean, you're kind of used to getting fucked like this. But paying a 100 or 200 pricing for a tool, just kind of, that is what it is. So anticipate that. Again, if you can't afford this and all you can do is chat GPT, just learn how to do prompts. If you can get a good prompt, you can do all the stuff that these tools are doing. That's how these guys are doing it. They just created a platform and a UI wrapped around a prompt to generate your articles. So if these prices are too high for you, figure out how to do prompting. It's not that hard. There's plenty of free ones to give you some good ideas, and then you just figure it out, put it together. This is just makes that easier. You can give these to your teammates or team members, and they can go off and create good articles. So I guess these are the beta testers. Cool. We'll see how it goes. I'm always leery of these. I mean, this is one day. That's a good organic traffic number reporting from Ahrefs. That's cool. This one impresses me a little bit more with the Search Console numbers for sure. And those aren't nothing to shake a stick at. It's actually, figuring that out. It's over 500 clicks a day. That's pretty good, especially if you're running a decent converting page. So definitely worth it. Here's some videos from Andrew if you want to know who the hell he is. I like him. He's going to speak at SEO Spring Training, I believe. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he came up with, seeing how he implemented this stuff, and seeing if it fits into the plan of how we're going to be marketing the rest of our stuff down the road. So check out ContentSprout. It's at contentsprout.ai. And if you get it, shoot me a message, fill out the form and say, hey, I found this with ContentSprout. It's cool. Check it out. And if you don't, then wait for my video to come out, because I'll get it and show it to you guys, tell you my thoughts. All righty. That was a lot. Okay, you've had enough time to ask questions. I got some more questions on the forum, and I got some in the YouTube chats. So with that, let me stop showing my screen. And you can see my pretty face. I didn't shave this morning. I went to the gym and then started doing some work early, so forgive me. All right, so let's get to the form first. There we go. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to show you guys the forms and all that stuff, so deal with it. Gene, can you make a Pinterest SEO course? That's actually an interesting question, because I use my particular markets are not really Pinterest friendly in regards to getting traffic. I have one market that I'm in that gets an ass ton of traffic, and I have my SEO agency, and I was getting decent traffic, but it's not consistent. It's like the right infographic will fire traffic over there for SEO stuff. So I really use Pinterest for link building. So that being said, if I did a Pinterest thing, it would be part of accompanying a link building course. So hopefully that helps you out, Gene. Really, if you want to learn that for traffic and stuff, there's better people to learn that from than me. But if you're using it only for links and the occasional, yeah, I got lucky with traffic, then wait for my link building course to come out. I would, if you're part of SIA, SEOintel.com, you'll get that first. But I had no idea when that's coming, but that would be when I did. Let's see. I have optimized the page with Cora phrase phase 1 through 4, added 20 internal links, exact match and partial matches, leveraged significant link and added main nav exact match and nav footer exact match. Just did a press release with Madge a week ago. Volatility tool says 17 to 21, appears 100% of the time. Thinking it's too competitive, or am I missing something? The only thing I can really point to that there's a gap in my website is a DR40, and the top 3 are DR blah blah blah. Any thoughts? So one, you haven't waited long enough. You just did a PR a week ago. 3 weeks is usually what I tell people to wait for their backlinks to kick in. With Madge's PRs, I know he's sending backlinks to the backlinks, so that's going to change some stuff. So you got to index all of those PR URLs. And when I say all, like get all of them crawled, and then the major ones, the really good ones, the ones that actually showed up, or yeah, the really good ones, send those to an indexer, Omega, Speedlinks, VIP, etc., and get those. Make sure that those are in links. Build more backlinks to those. The nav links and the footer links probably didn't do all that much for you. Google devalues those. It's the in content internal links that do really good, and you only get credit for so many of them. As I said before, digital ear is a good example. I can do 5 internal links in a silo and I'll get credit for it. If I do a silo with 6, Google gives 2 fucks about the 6th one and they won't boost it up. So at some point, you're going to stop seeing value. So you need to build links to your silo. Your silo links will boost up your money pages, and you need to build these to your home pages to increase the value, or the DR, because that's the metric you're using, to increase the DR of your overall website to compete with those. You don't have to be a DR 72 or 79 to rank and outrank those. Those pages are what matters. Google ranks pages, not websites. So look at the backlinks and do a backlink analysis of the competing pages as well. Hopefully that helps. Here, Vinny. We're trying to audit a web page in the education niche. So far, most of the site's technical stuff is okay, but the keyword clusters are set up interestingly. The keyword is along the lines of best online SAT lessons. However, the web page URL is online SAT lessons. Doesn't matter. That's fine. No big deal. They've created a page for every variation of the keyword. Best SAT lessons online, best SAT. That's dumb. And supporting articles. Supporting articles is smart. At this point, as expected, none of these are ranking top 5 for said keyword and all over the SERPs. We're proposing a 301 of the variation pages, the single main page. I would do that and then focus on one money page and the supporting articles. I would also do that. But the owner is insisting we scoop up larger real estate with variation on long tail pages. What is your recommendation to the scenario? So I've already said that, and my recommendation to the scenario is to fire the client. Obviously, he doesn't respect you as the SEO expert, so you have the phone call. I'm the SEO expert. I'm telling you how we're going to rank to this. If you want to do it your own way, then we're going to go our own way. Pound sand. That's what I would tell. If you have to have the money and the owner wants to do that, write him an email and saying, this is why this doesn't make any sense. If you want to do that, just reply, I want to do it my way. And that way, when they send you or they start crying to you in a couple weeks because it didn't rank the way that they think it is, and you know that it's not going to, you can just send them that email back and go, remember this? But otherwise, um, be straight with them, straightforward and honest. This is bullshit. It's not going to work that way. You're not doing it. So either we do it my way because you're going to hold me responsible for your SEO results. You write the letter, or we go our separate ways because I'm the SEO expert. You're just a business owner, pound sand. James, have you tried the Schema Zone tool? I have. It was okay. There's plenty of other tools that do the exact same thing that that one does. I wasn't really a fan of the UI, but Simon Cornelius doesn't design tools to be fancy, and it's to meet his requirements for what he's doing. For what it is, it was a good tool. I have rank gear for schema building, so I didn't need that part at all. And then the POI stuff that's in there, I have some access to some better tools that actually create more of that POI page for us. The I think again is better, but they're still good. So I'm not discounting Simon's stuff if but I don't use it. I subscribed for I think a month or two and then I was done. I answered this question already somewhere else. I've read this question before and answered it somewhere else. So I'm not doing that again. James, I am trying to build some schema templates for ecom category pages and products. I was thinking about ad ID for each, such as my website. Is that okay to do with products and category pages? Ad ID is a label that connects the parts of your schema. So this web page has a part and it's a collections page or collections page. You can actually use collections page in lieu of web page because it's a version of web page. And that has part and then it lists those products and you can do some product stuff and then use category ad ID to label each one of those products. And it's the purpose of ad ID is if you're referencing schema that is on the same page and you want to tie that in with your base schema. So if you're writing multiple schemas, like I have web page schema and I have FA schema and I have product schema, you use the ad ID to interconnect those. If you're writing schema correctly, technically you don't need ad ID because you know what you're doing. So check out my course at SEOintel.com or whatranks.com to learn how to use ad ID properly. I put this whole thing on word wrap and it undoes it every time. Format, wrapping, wrap, cry. Have an issue where I get pages indexed and they rank in the top 20, but a couple days later they vanish from the results. If I re-index, they go back a couple days later and vanish again. The developer puts schema in the body instead of the head. And having them recode that, not sure if it's an issue. Only other thing I've identified is a lone widget that may be affecting any insights. Thanks. Never seen an iframe screw with indexing. Typically, what that tells me is you don't have any backlinks to that page yet. If you're not voting for yourself, internal backlinks, or other people are not voting for you, external backlinks, why should we keep you in the index? They tested you out and then no one clicked on it. Idle. Sometimes that's just not your fault. Nothing you can do about that. But if you have some backlinks that when you first publish, your indexing sticks a lot better, especially if it's going in and coming out, going in and coming out. You need to build backlinks. The other thing I would look at is it a programmatic SEO site with a template and the cities are too close together? Could be issues. Is it an information site where your content is just bleh? I mean, be honest. If it's AI and you didn't really read it and you just threw it out there, then and you seen that there's traffic when the page is indexed, then go, read that AI and optimize that and make it stick a little bit better. The schema in the body generally won't cause that indexing issue, but you're correct. Get it added to the head. Thoughts on pop versus surfer? Surfers on-site tools are something to be desired. They always have been, they always will be until the team over there actually makes all of that stuff useful. It's too general, very general. I wouldn't even put that on the basics thing. Surface Power is in their content editor, in my opinion. Page Optimizer Pro, VAs, you're just teaching them on page optimization. Page Optimizer Pro reports, and that's where it's at. That would be for them. Intermediates and advanced SEOs would probably find both of those tools kind of like I'm doing those already kind of thing. So that's kind of how I put those. Surfer, I wouldn't use it for on page. Pop, basic on page SEO. Quora, advanced. What's the difference between SIA and IMG courses? SIA is built around SEO testing. We have courses in there to help you determine what you're going to use those tests for, etc. And then IMG courses is a repository or wherever course creators give their courses to IMG, and they do a money share, and essentially IMG gets money for the course that I do, I get money for the course that I do, and you as a member get access to the 500 or whatever how many courses that are in that platform. So there is testing in there. Kyle Roof is obviously in IMG. I'm in both, but I own 50% of SEO SIA, so I picked that up after Kyle Roof left. So, but you get test results in both, etc. I don't know. It's user experience. What do you need? I mean, you need access to WSO downloads for IMG for internet courses. Then go to IMG and get all the internet courses your heart's desire. If you want SEO testing stuff, ideas on more to test or access to other members, then SEO Intel is probably where it's at. So it's up to you. That's the difference, I guess. Um, yeah, it's the forum questions. Now we got questions over here. There we go. Boris, I recently got into a partnership with a big brand. Again, get a link from each of their websites, all IDR. Do you think it's a bad idea to get those links from the homepages? Should I diversify? I mean, depending on where you get them, all the power on those brands is probably on the homepages. So go for it. Get them on the homepages. If you're actually trying to get traffic, then that's a different question. If you're just looking for get the link power, then get them on the homepages where most of their backlinks are. Do you use cloud blogs in your tiers? I consider using them as tier 2 or 3 with GSA that them. Also, it's a good idea to use them in mass to create 15 to 25 links per page, like 10 talks about. I use them in tiers. I use them tier 1, 2, and 3, depending on what I'm doing. GSA, you can shoot at them. Just be careful with your anchor text and you'll be fine. I don't put 15 to 25 links on them. I think that's stupid. And that's not just cloud sites. That's, if like you're doing, I don't know, Google Sheets or whatever, and a lot of people are telling you, oh, put 15 to 20 of, or 100 or 1,000 keywords and then link it to your page. I think that's dumb. And I think Google's kind of onto that. The test by Cyrus Shepard, where she shows anchor text and what's being passed on if you're linking to the same page from one page to another page and just varying the anchor text, showing that that doesn't work is kind of the same thing that what you're doing with with multiple links. Now, there is a method, which may be what Ted talks about. I don't know. I don't talk with him very much anymore. If you're like have 25, 50 citations, Terry Samuels uses this too, and putting those citations on your other accounts, and you're kind of just spreading the juice around and stuff. It's kind of interlinking loops is essentially what you're doing there. I mean, go ahead and do that. They're all different URLs, all different anchor texts, or maybe they're all the same anchor text for the brand. It's totally fine. Um, isn't necessary. I mean, if it's since you own it, it's a cloud site, really, right? Go ahead and do it and knock it out. That whole interlinking comes out of link what's it called? IFTTT networks, and that how that interlinking process with IFTTT networks, where it was first developed, works, and adding 15 to 25 of your citations, for example, to cloud sites is totally fine. Was thinking about using Lee's software. Yeah, me too. I'm thinking about it. I bought Access when he was beta using it. I mean, the beta room is pretty quiet. It was more, in my opinion, turned into, well, how are you guys using our tool, and what are your results like? So that is what it is, but it's not a. It's a like you give it some stuff and it creates pages, and you just use overlays. So it's kind of cool and an ingenious thing, but it certainly needs testing. Boris, in a service page, I did add a section about the company for CRO, but the page went from position 10 to 35. In 1 week, I removed it, but I went back to 15. What do you think about that? I think if you a section about the company lowered the value of the page, one, that's weird. Two, on page is just like link building these days. You'll do your on page change, and then Google will drop you and wait for you to go, oh, what happened, and delete it. And then you never see the positive effect of what was really going on. So that's kind of like a SEO thing that they added for links. And now that's happening with on page because of all these on page optimization tools. And they're like, oh, you want to play games? We're going to, we'll play it with you too. And so they put that in there. If you didn't leave it for 3 weeks or more, then you didn't really get a good insight into what was going on with that. But how a service page doesn't mention the company anyway is baffling to me. So, um, and how that would lower the rankings, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So I think you just got played, and you should have left it alone for at least 3 weeks. That's my opinion. All right. And let me check the form. There's Dan. Dan the man. What's your favorite setting for Cora tuning? 1.5 standard deviation, or more or less? I leave it at 1.5. You can do it the 2, but 2 is kind of, think about it like this, in regards to that. 1.5 is like, well, I'm pretty aggressive. This is my opinion. 1.5, I'm pretty aggressive. I think what's the next one? 2 is, oh, and 3 is full retard. 3 is max. It's max recommendations. That's full retard in my opinion. Especially if you're a local and you got directories in there, Yelps and etc., and you get a bunch of those, and those numbers can just go stupid crazy in Core, and it makes it really hard for you to figure out what you're really supposed to be doing. So I like 1.5 standard deviation. I believe Kyle, when he was using Quora, that's kind of where I got hooked on. That is like Kyle's theory of it is, you got to beat everyone, but you don't have to cream everyone to be in order to beat them. And that's where that 1.5 standard deviation comes from. I'm not sure the back end behind Pop, but I'm pretty sure Pop is at 1.5 as well. And then when you do that maximum maximum average. I think that's what the setting is inside of there. That's like you want to smash everybody and you want to get the most of everything for everybody. And then in those cases, those numbers just get too weird, too high for me. Then I end up never following the recommendations and doing less. Whereas I leave it at 1.5, at least they're more in the realm of reality. Hopefully that helps you out, Dan. All right. That looks like all of the questions on the forum and all of the questions on the YouTube's chat. This was a great show. Oh, there's Vinay. Winning the top 5 of SERPs. How long do you wait to see results from on page? 3 weeks, dude. I just said that. 3 weeks. I make a change and I walk away and go work on something else for 3 weeks. See what it's gonna do. Got to recrawl. Got to get reprocessed. Get past the Google's looking for SEOs filter. There's just too many factors at play to go. I'm going to change a page and then change it back in 24 hours. Can you see changes in the SERPs in 24 hours? You sure can. I mean, people are still seeing them, but on the average, 3 weeks. That's how long you wait. It doesn't matter the industry. If it's mortgage, if it's escorts, if it's Fox News, if it's CNN, if it's I don't know, you're in survival niche or you sell drones, it doesn't matter. Make your changes. Wait 3 weeks. Leave it alone. Get over your desire to change shit. Um, I had to do it. I had to do it with link building first, and then I saw that they're doing that with on page, and it's a pain. I get it, and you don't want to wait, but wait 3 weeks. You're welcome, Dan. And no more in there. Sweet. All right. Well, I appreciate all you guys and gals coming. Again, check out ContentSprout if you want to. Again, I'll be doing getting an account myself and testing that out. I probably will do 1 or 2 articles where I compare Search Atlas to ContentSprout head to head, just because it's really I'm looking for where can I get the best piece of content, and also create SOPs around it so that um, well, so that when I give it to people, they can do it in the easiest way possible, right? I don't want to have to retrain and invent the wheel when there's already a piece of toolkit out there that makes it easier to fire off an SOP and get that stuff going. So check that out. Wait for my video if you want, or go ahead and get a subscription yourself. No problem. Remember, SEO spring training is coming up in April. Go to SEOspringtraining.com and sign up. Terry, Elizabeth, and I are working really hard to make sure that that's a great experience for you. If you got some extra budget and time, come check me out and come meet me in Miami. March 1st through the 7th, I'll be in Miami. Doing some work there, mainly SEO at the beach with Brock and Mike Merlino. I committed to doing that. They said it was going to be in February, but it turned out in March. So that's cool. And then I'm going to be going to the 7-figure agency conference that those folks are putting on in March 4th through 6th. So that's my plan for that. But SEO spring training is where it's at. So check us out there. Plan for it. VIP day is going to be golfing or ATVs and shooting. We haven't finalized that, but it may be just shooting, golfing or shooting. But either way, that'll be fun and kind of have something for everybody. And then we have the conference part, speakers in the morning, and then the little mastermind breakout rooms in the afternoon to get you from, not going to blah, blah, blah kind of thing. So that'd be cool. So again, SEO springtraining.com. And see you there. And let me see. One last check for questions. No more questions? Sweet. With that, YouTubes, see you next week. Have a good week.